YouTube. What's good, guys? It's your boy TD, and I'm back again with another live, guys. And today's live is going to be on five must-have guys that you should be targeting in your 2025 drafts. Now, listen, guys, I had to bring these guys up because I believe these guys are going to be important. So these are not going to be high-end guys, but it's going to be a little bit of meet guys that's like going between rounds like 3 and 7 that I believe that you should be looking to target to get. So make sure you hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. This is cutting edge content. Give me 1 second, guys. Give me 1 second. Okay, I'm back. Yes, sir. There we go. So, guys, I'm gonna talk about some news too. We got a lot of information coming out for football right now. I think free agent starts in about like a week or so. So it's going to be a lot of good information, especially when you see like DK Metcalf. Where's DK going to go? Craig says, see the Kirk trade? Yes, I saw the Kirk trade. Yes. Everything has been released by the Jacksonville Jaguars. You said it, Rio. You was on it, bruh. You was on it. They ready for Britton Strange. I got him. So you told people to go buy on him. It's too late to get him now. Nobody's gonna really go and try to buy on. Nobody's gonna try to sell Britton Strange now, unless you gonna make you pay. Unless they're gonna make you pay a pretty penny for him. So good call, Rio. Yeah, I saw the Kirk trade. I'm not worried about the Kirk trade. Um, yes, he gonna have a nice little role, but I don't think it's gonna be anything that's gonna help you in a fantasy football championship. I think it'll be other players at his ADP that can help you out too. I'm not taking him in the first 5 rounds. All right, let's see here. So let's talk about a little bit of some news before we get started in the top five. I got some bonus guys for you too. I got 2 bonus guys. Okay, so right now, according to like Rio said, Evan Ingram has been cut by the Jags. Evan Ingram has been cut by the Jags. Says the Jaguars released Evan Ingram's shoulder on Thursday. Ingram 2024 campaign was abbreviated due to a torn labrum in his left shoulder that required surgery in mid-December, but he also sat out weeks 2 through 5 due to a hamstring injury, limiting him to 9 regular season appearances. Okay. Jahan Dotson handles the number 3 wide receiver role in 2024. So Jahan Dotson guys are going to probably be used a little bit more. I would just stash him. I'm just stashing him. I'm not targeting him in no redraft or none of that. I'll pick him up off waivers if he start hitting in redraft. But in Dynasty, I would spend a fourth. I would pay a 4th round for Jahan. Because remember, this guy was drafted in the 2nd round of Dynasty startups or a rookies drafts. He was drafted in like the 2nd round and 1st round in some drafts. So this guy got high draft capital. He was drafted in the 1st round in real football. So stashing a guy like this is okay. Devontae Smith could go down with an injury. AJ Brown could go down with an injury. AJ Brown haven't played 17 games in probably like 3 years. So Jahan Dotson, guys, the coaches are saying that he is our for sure number 3 wide receiver. We know about the Christian Kirk being dealt to Houston, taking the Tank Dell role. I don't think he's Tank Dell, but I do think he could get 4 catches a game. He could average like 4 catches a game. Trey Hendrickson, the guy that led the league in sacks from the Cincinnati Bengals, he gets permission to seek a trade. So maybe they making room for Jamar Chase deal and making room for T. Higgins. I don't know who they making room for. We pretty sure that they're gonna pay Jamar Chase, but if they're gonna pay anybody else, I don't know. But yeah, Trey Hendrickson is seeking a trade. So This is a top player. So people are going to want this guy. This guy didn't had like over 10 sacks the last 2 seasons. Let me see. So Kenneth Gainwell, the backup running back for the Philadelphia Eagles, looks like he's staring down free agency. It looks like Will Shipley is going to be the backup running back next year. So no Kenneth Gainwell on the Philadelphia Eagles. Is going to be Will Shipley as the backup running back. They said Kenny Pickett is going to be, they're going to stay with Kenny Pickett as the backup. So it looks like Kenny Pickett is going to have a nice role as far as the backup quarterback to Jalen Hurts. And he's going to be able to learn. And that's good for some quarterbacks. Like Sam Darnold, he had to sit on the bench for about 3 or 4 years, couple starts here and there, and then he finally got a good opportunity with the right team, and he killed it. Tutu Atwell gets a deal, 1-year deal. That's telling me something. For them to sign Tutu and they gonna let Cooper Kupp go, Tutu might have a nice little role. I'm not saying he's gonna be a top 12 wide receiver or even a top 24, but could he be right there on the edge of a top 32 wide receiver, top 36? And that's pretty good value for a guy like Tutu, where you can play him in bye weeks or have him if a guy get an injury. So Tutu got a 1-year deal for $10 million. Kirk Cousins made request to trade from the Atlanta Falcons, and I get it. He don't want to be a backup to Michael Penix. So I believe that Kirk Cousins could help a team out. He might not get a starting job right away, but if he does start coming off the Achilles injury, Kirk Cousins still can wheel and deal. What's going on, C.A. Jefferson? Yeah, bro. I would try to stash him in Dynasty, but don't hold him over a good young rookie. But all guys are stash guys, man. You never know. Noah Gray he was off the radar for years. And then all of a sudden he played with the Dallas Cowboys and had a good year. And then he got another deal with the Houston Texans. So you never know when things can change. So Deontay may be on the bench for 2 years, but then all of a sudden he gets a nice opportunity and start booming. So I would say he's just another stash guy. They say T. Higgins is not on the trade market. So to me, this look like they just want to do a 1-year rental with him. If you want him, pay him. That's what I would say. If you want him, pay him. Deshaun Watson, we know that. He agreed to a contract restructure. We know that. All right, guys. So I think it's time to get to the top 5 must-have guys. This is what y'all came here for. I'm about to give it to you. Jimmy's, what's up, bruh? Jimmy says Jennings is a must-add. Ayuk might miss time. Yeah, he's going to miss a lot of time or need to be eased into action early in the year, turn his ACL to MCL in his right knee. Yeah, Jennings is a good player. I would rather have Ricky Pearsall for the long game and for the whole season. But yes, I can't knock Jennings. Jennings could come off and be a borderline top 12 wide receiver, replacing the Ayuk role. So I'm not going to sit here and hate on Jennings. But to me, you can't be for everybody. Some players you just got to be like, yeah, they're good players, but he's not on my list. I'm not saying Jennings is going to be a bad player. It's just a lot of guys out there that I would rather have going at his ADP. And some of these guys that I'm going to tell you going to fall into that ADP range. Jennings probably going what? Right now, probably like 4th round, 5th round. Maybe a little bit later. All right. Let's go. So, the first guy, guys, I'm going to go from 5 to 1. And then I'm going to mention the honorable mentions. But the first guy I want to talk about is for a quarterback is going to be Dak Prescott. Dak Prescott. Now, listen, you might say, well, Titty, you've been talking about Dak Prescott is not that good for a long time. You've been saying that Dak Prescott is not that, I don't want him. He's not that good. He's not no Pat Mahomes. But this year's different. And let me tell you why. So, it's a lot of heat on Dak. He hasn't been playing well in the playoffs. He wasn't healthy last year. So he has something to prove. And you have to ride that narrative off in fantasy football, also in real life. So with CeeDee Lamb not having an injury, coming into the year without an injury, and Dak having something to prove, I think Dak is going to force feed CeeDee Lamb, and it's a possibility they could get DK Metcalf. So I love Dak Prescott as a quarterback that I can wait late on and feel great about. And knowing that they're going to have a lot of passing value. I don't want to be surprised if this is the number one passing team in football next year. So I love Dak Prescott. If you don't get my top guys like Lamar Jackson, Josh Allen, Justin Herbert, Jaden Daniels, and Jalen Hurts, I don't mind waiting late for Dak Prescott. Or Joe Burrow. Joe Burrow is in that top. He's in the top 5, top 6. Hold on for a second, guys. Okay. So, yes, Dak Prescott, guys. I think this is a guy you can't go wrong with drafting if you want to wait. Like, I know a lot of you feel very comfortable with that strategy. And there's nothing wrong with that strategy. I've won fantasy football championships off that strategy. But to me, I think the better strategy is to get a top quarterback. That's almost like getting a top running back. Okay, let's move on to my number 4 guy that is a must-have player for 2025. It's going to be Chuba Hubbard. Chuba Hubbard. We don't want to put him on the Saquon lane or the Derrick Henry or any of these top 5 lanes, right? Well, Chuba, he's okay. He got a little bit of a deal. No, I think Chuba Hubbard is like that. Chuba Hubbard is like that. So I won't be surprised if Chuba Hubbard is a number 2, number 3, could possibly be number 1 running back. I mean, when I say you never know, we never guessed that Saquon was going to be the number 1 because it's a lot of guys, right? But Chuba is good, guys. Don't think that he just some late round guy just coming up the ranks. No, this is a guy that had a great college career at Oklahoma State. And now that he's figured his way out in the NFL, I think this guy could boom. So you getting him at a discount. He's not going in the first or second round. I think you wouldn't be overdrafting him, getting him in the second. I'm not telling you to draft him in the second. Draft him at the right ADP because people ain't on him. But when people get on him, you're going to have to move up and go. You're probably going to have to get him in the second round because I think he's probably going to be going at the end of the 3rd round. And this is a guy who can finish as a top 5 guy. So Chuba Hubbard, guys. Make sure you pick him up. Let's move on to my number 3 guy. And this is a guy that I've been talking about a lot last year, and I talked about him earlier this year. It's Isaiah Likely. Now, you might say, well, Mark Andrews is still there. They're not cutting it. Mark Andrews, and they got Zay Flowers. I don't care nothing about none of these guys. You got to look at the growth of an elite player. Isaiah Likely, guys, when he is booming, when he is playing well for the Baltimore Ravens, they winning games. That first game, he had almost 200 yards, and then after that, they didn't give him any more targets like they gave him that first week. So they, going into this year, I'm pretty sure the coaches are sitting down and saying, listen, we got to get Isaiah Likely the ball. When we gave him the ball, look at his ADOT, look at his stats, look at every time he touched the ball, look at what his score wins are. He's killing it. He's killing it. He's just as good as any tight end in the game when he touches the ball. And he plays with Lamar, so he's going to always get nice, good targets because the defense was worried about Lamar. I'm telling you, so make sure you pick up Isaiah Likely, and you can get him at the end of the draft. So to me, guys, say you faded the tight end position and you had a killer running back team and a killer wide receiver, like and some killer wide receivers, and you end up getting Isaiah Likely, I think you still winning. Because remember, the tight ends ain't scoring but like 1 to 10 points. So if Isaiah Likely give you 5 or 6, it's not going to kill you. Remember, we played Taysom Hill at the tight end position. So Isaiah Likely, guys, make sure you pick him up. Let's move on to my number 2 guy. And this is something that I haven't been on in a long, long time. But this year I like the guy because of his value. It's going to be CMC. Hold on, guys. Let me figure something. Let me do something. I didn't go. Let me, okay, here we go. Yes, guys, CMC. And the reason why I'm on CMC, guys, you could get this guy at the end of the first round or in the second round. Guys, you would never, ever be able to get that type of quality running back. Now, Derrick Henry, I guess we did it with Derrick Henry. But this has been CMC, who's a Hall of Famer. Now, Derrick Henry is a Hall of Famer now, but CMC has been on top for a long time, ever since he's been with San Francisco. And he had 2 down years because of injuries with Carolina. But other than that, CMC is one of the best running backs we ever saw in the NFL. So I'm drafting him. And if he get hurt, I don't care if it's at the end of the first round or it's at the turn. So that value is not going to really hurt you because you're going to be able to pick it again if you draft him at the end of the round. In 3 picks or 4 picks, you're going to be picking again. So if he don't hit, it's okay. But if he hits, championship. If he hits, championship. And this CMC, guys, it's just a PCL. They just set him down because they didn't want to run him into the ground, or he did, or let him tear an ACL or something like that. So CMC, guys, if I can trust anybody being healthy, coming back off of some type of injury, I'm good. Now, if those calves come back, it is what it is. I'm okay with that. A lot of you can't be okay with what comes with being what comes with something that can be good. Like, I know in the stock market, I could lose all my money, but I don't give a damn if I lose all my money because I invested into the stock. So you have to have that mind frame. All of you trying to touch everything that's perfect. Life, you gonna miss out on opportunities. Oh, I'm drafting Jamar Chase because he's the best. I ain't taking nobody else, and I want to draft perfect players. You got to take a risk to get that beast. Same thing with Saquon. You know, a lot of you could have had Saquon on your team, but he's been hurt. He always gets hurt, and Jalen Hurts. But you knew what Saquon could do, though. You knew what type of player he was coming out of college. Same thing with CMC. So I love CMC this year. I'm drafting this guy at the end of the first round. That's the ADP mark that I feel good about, and I don't care what happens. I hope that makes sense to you when I say I don't care, because you got to have that mentality. That's like telling somebody that's playing football, you know, you can go out there and break your neck and you could die. Bro, I don't care about to go make these millions. And if something happened to my neck, it's okay. I face it when it comes to it. You know, I'm gonna say, man, I'm going to the upper room when I transcend anyway, right? So I don't want to get too far off, guys, but I just want to let y'all know, don't worry about CMC injury history. Think about the discount that you can get this guy. You can get a Lamborghini for $60,000. Get that. Okay. So my number one guy is going to be Xavier Worthy. So, guys, I just got some news come in. Bobby Wagner is re-signing with the Washington Commanders. So I just want to let y'all know that. The news just came in. But, Xavier Worthy. Guys, this guy's going to be a combination of Kadarius Toney and Mecole Hardman and Jerick McKinnon. That's why I betted a lot on them during the Super Bowl, even though they didn't win the game. And I betted on Kansas City to win the game. But with Xavier Worthy, he killed it. So I love Xavier Worthy, guys, this year as far as the guy that this offense funnels to. Kansas City always got this gadget guy that Pat Mahomes can give in the rounds to, and they can design plays to get his speed out in open field. And that's what Xavier Worthy is. So I'm drafting Xavier Worthy probably in the 3rd round over a bunch of wide receivers. Like, I want him over Mike Evans. I want him over Devontae Smith. Just guys in that area. I don't want him over Terry McLaurin or anybody like that. I don't want him over Terry McLaurin. But I might take him before George Pickens because I can't trust George Pickens. I don't know who his quarterback going to be. But I know Pat Mahomes is going to be a worthy quarterback. And I know when Mahomes is in the red zone, he's going to pass the ball. They don't run the ball to Pacheco when they get down to the green zone. So I love Worthy to have 10 receiving touchdowns next year. Okay, guys, make sure you hit the like button. This is cutting edge content. Okay, so guys, a couple honorable mention guys. I'm gonna mention this. The first one is gonna be Jameson Williams. I actually probably fading Amon-Ra in the first round this year, and I'd rather pick up Jameson Williams in the 4th or 5th round because Jameson Williams is that explosive player that I really like. Now, I don't just like explosive players. So Amon-Ra is not an explosive player, but he make big plays. But this year, if Amon-Ra can't get 12 or 13 targets, I can't draft you, Amon-Ra. I can't have you getting 6 catches for 55 yards and they blew a team out. I can't handle that. But I know Jameson Williams this year, he's going to have more plays involved in the offense because of what he did last year, and he's finally got his shit together where he's not gambling, he's not hurt, and he's not doing dumb shit. So he's actually providing that boom that they drafted him for to do. So I love Xavier Worthy. All right, guys. The next guy, this is kind of easy, so maybe I kind of cheated here. Maybe he's not a must-have. Maybe this is just a stud, but it's Ladd McConkey. This is Wes Welker Jr. Elderman turned up, juiced up. This guy is like an alpha wide receiver, but he plays the slot. And that's, they want Justin Herbert to pass. So I was surprised at the end of the season. They went from a run team to a passing team, and they was elite for a while, but they got blew out in a playoff game. Nobody expected that. This year, I don't think they get blow out in the playoff game. I think they keep that trajectory going. They do run the ball because this is a Jim Harbaugh team. They want to run the ball, but I believe they let Justin Herbert go. That's why Justin Herbert is in my top 6, top 7 quarterbacks that I'm drafting this year, because I like that Justin Herbert is going to be pushing the ball downfield with that big arm that he got, and he's also athletic. He can have 4 or 5 rushing touchdowns. But that's neither here nor there. We talking about Ladd McConkey. Ladd McConkey, guys, if you go to PFF, this guy is good in man coverage. So you run man-to-man, he's going to beat most guys just guarding him in the slot. I would like to see him and Cooper DeJean in the slot. I would like to see the battles of the 2 white guys that's playing positions that's predominantly through black guys. Guys, listen, I'm not going to sit here, and I'm going to be fair. Black people, we go into positions where a lot of people don't play the position, and we shock people. Oh, I didn't think a black man could do that. Same thing in the NFL. I get Ladd. I'm like, Ladd is out here beating these corners that people say, well, white guys can't beat a black guy in NFL. Well, Ladd McConkey is out there toasting guys. So is Cooper DeJean out there locking guys down and baiting quarterbacks and getting interceptions and taking it to the crib. So I would like to see these 2 guys go against each other. So yeah, guys, Jameson Williams and Ladd McConkey. So make sure you pick these guys up. Okay. Rainy Angel says, "How do you feel about Adam Thielen?" Listen. If Adam Thielen's on the team, he's good in a phone booth. So you bring Adam Thielen in to get open quick. He gonna be able to do that till the day he die. So I like Adam Thielen. Let the draft come to you to get him. Don't think he's gonna be a top 5 guy. But listen, it's a 10% chance that he could be a top 5 guy. This is Adam Thielen, who was the guy in Minnesota for years before Stephon Diggs got there or Justin Jefferson got there. So, I like Adam Thielen as a guy that you can stash on your team and play him as a wide receiver 3 in the first couple of games, and then when he start booming, you can move him in as a wide receiver 1 because of his production. Yes, I'm fine about Adam Thielen. I think he's a good player. Keep him in Dynasty. Don't be looking to draft him and redraft too much. Let the draft come to you. Get him in round 7 or 8 or something like that. Cretch, he says, Ayuk had a slow start last year too because of the contract negotiations and limited reps at camp. So I can't imagine how long it'll take for him to ramp up next season. Yeah, I'm not worried about no Ayuk. I think that guy's hurt. You got to move on. You got to try to win the first 2 or 3 weeks. If you got Ayuk in Dynasty, just stash him. It's that simple, guys. It's not complicated. It's Occam Razor. Keep it simple. He's hurt, so don't draft hurt players. I don't draft hurt players. It could backfire. It could be a bad move. I don't care. I'm not drafting no hurt player. Not that type of hurt. A hamstring or something is different. Mr. Grapefruit, what's up? He said Jalen Coker. Yes, I got Jalen Coker in a lot of leagues, and also Jalen Coker was on my Phenom Founder list, so he's a good player, man. I like Jalen Coker. It's a lot of players that can break out in Carolina, so be looking for somebody to break out in Carolina. If it's Jatavion Sanders, if it's Jalen Coker, or Xavier Leggett, somebody can break out in Carolina. Mr. Grapefruit also says Chase Brown should go behind Chuba Hubbard. Yes, he should go behind Chuba Hubbard. But either way it happens, I'm okay with it because the consensus is going to say draft Chase Brown early, or get him before Chuba. And that's fine. I get it. Chase Brown is playing on a damn elite offense. Chuba ain't playing on an elite offense. But I agree with you. Me personally, I'm probably drafting Chuba first because Chuba is a true bell cow who's going to touch the ball 20 times. Me, Chase Brown, could touch the ball 12 or 13, 14 times, and they want to bring in somebody because they don't want him getting hurt. You see, he got hurt this year. So they're going to bring somebody in, guys, just to let y'all know. That doesn't mean Chase is going to play bad because that happened to Austin Eckler's whole career where they drafted running backs, and he still would be a top 12 guy. So I think Chase Brown could be top 12 because of the boom, but just the running between the 20s, you need to get a bigger back who just can take the average pounding. Pause. All right. Micro Savvy. Yeah, guys, I gotta go. I'm not gonna be long on this video. Because I don't want the live to be long. He said, what about Jerry Jeudy? He had the best season of his career, finished as a top 12 option. Yes, I like Jerry Jeudy this year. He, to me, is he a must-have over the guys that I mentioned? Not really, but yes, he is in the tier of these guys. If anybody draft him in like round 3 or 4, I won't be mad at you. It's just Cleveland is a little cold. I want to see who the quarterback going to be because Deshaun Watson is out. Jameis Winston is not there. Who's going to push the ball downfield? The only reason why Jerry Jeudy was killing because Jameis Winston was pushing the ball downfield. And you know Jameis Winston can turn you into a top 12 wide receiver. He's always done that. He did it for Mike Evans and Chris Godwin. They both was top 12 guys because he pushed the ball downfield. Michael says, hopefully Worthy can find more consistent receiving production next year, but his ceiling is massive. Facts. Because you know he was a rookie, so you got to give him a chance. To next year, I think he's gonna be more consistent. Michael also said, do you see a reunion between Russell Wilson and the Raiders and head coach Pete Carroll? No, who the hell want Russell Wilson? Like, if Pete Carroll want to get fired in a couple years and I'm just here to help everybody out, then you bring in Russell Wilson. If not, man, I'd rather go and find somebody else. Give Sam Darnold a chance over Russell. I'm not saying Russell sucked, but Russell, and I'm not saying Russell can't win a Super Bowl on the right team, but I'm not targeting him per se. Not me, but I could be totally off, right? But I just don't see why it would be good for Pete Carroll and Russell to get back together. Like they even liked each other a lot in the first place, because they didn't. Because Russell was going behind Pete back saying that we need to change up the offense. And last one from Khalil. He said, hey, bro, I'm from Turkey. Happy Romanian. Hey, appreciate it, bro. Appreciate it. I love to get people all over the world, man. Appreciate you being here, Salil. All right, guys. Well, listen, I'm going to get ready to get out of here. I got a couple lineups I need to set. I don't want the live to go long. We at 26 minutes. So I appreciate you guys tuning in. Make sure you hit the like button, share the content. A lot of content coming, guys. It's going to be debate panels. A lot of stuff like that is coming. I got listener leagues. I got to go back into my Sleeper app and start pushing the leagues forward and reminding people to pay their dues. But that is coming. And I will have a couple best ball leagues for people to come in and compete against me. So it's going to be fun, guys. Hector, he says, now that Ingram is gone, they should try to get Michael Mayer. I don't know. It depends on what they want to do, man. They might be trying to run the ball. They might want to block and tight end. Who knows? All right, guys. Well, I'm going to get out of here. Y'all guys be safe. Peace.